all the way over the rope. It wasn't a bad delivery necessarily.
This was the ball that hit his helmet. A good bumper by Jason Holder. Let's hope he's fine. Gulshan Jha. He gave a thumbs up to Jason Holder when he asked him, "Are you okay or not?"
Yeah, it was a really heavy blow. Good to see that he's okay and fit to continue. Now let's have a look at this 6. How did he get this there all the way?
This is all the bottom hand that he used to play the shot. You can see that. Look at the use of the bottom hand.
Outstanding. And I think it's actually where Jason Holder's trying to bowl. He's trying to get it full and wide outside the off stump. Audacious in the way in which, as you say, gets that bottom hand through the stroke. Love the Nepal glove, the Nepal flag on the gloves as well. 19 boundaries altogether. And just like we saw the other evening with many different players clearing the ropes, Nepal showing their power. Very good bowling. Crucial dot as the leg by had brought Asif Sheikh onto strike. He's just maybe hit a bit of a lull, a slow spot here in the final 5.
Yes, he has, because of Sandeep Zohra, who played so well. A good innings by him. And Jason Holder is bowling to his field. There's a deep backward point and a deep extra cover. Short third, cover point, and mid-off is inside the circle.
Now, how's this one gone all the way? Almost an action replay, a mirror image, if you will. The first one belonged to Gulshan Jha. This one belongs to Asif Sheikh. The over ends in some style. It's 158 for 4.
Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
It's come as a team, and they've all carried the side in their own way. First it was Asif Sheikh, critical the way in which he's carrying his bat through this innings. Then Sandeep Zohra really picked it up. And now Gulshan Jha. Well, look at that. Outstanding batting again, the bottom hand coming through. Final over. It's Kyle Mayers to bowl it. How's that's the appeal? And it's given. Gets it full, gets it straight, and it's good enough to find the 5th wicket.
We were wondering who's going to bowl the last over. It is Kyle Mayers bowling a full delivery, a Yorker, getting Gulshan Jha right in front of the stumps. Gulshan has to depart.
It was really full. And yeah, it's the back foot. They don't come any easier than that. There's been 2 decisions tonight for Durga Subedi, and he said, I may as well not be here. Anyone would have given it out. Going to go on at base of middle. Jha, it was short and sweet. 6 off 6. 158 for 5.
Leg stick. Coming right arm over.
Mohamed Adil Alam to the crease. His first international could be run out here in 3 years instead.
The Juno Archer Review has a mobile app. Now you can prepare for the NCLEX anytime, anywhere. Access our on-demand video.
For the second time in 2 overs, the helmet has been struck, and the physio will have to scamper on. Good use of the short ball from Kyle Mayers. Rather remarkably, that was his first ever T20I wicket. He bowled so much in the franchise leagues, I couldn't believe that when our statistician told us. But another good bouncer.
Yes, it was right on the grill, Adil Alam. He must be shook by that delivery. Anyway, 2 runs added to Nepal's total, 160 for 5 in the last over of the innings.
Is this a very conscientious piece of leadership from Stuart Law and Rohit Powdell to get Mohammad Adil Alam, who'll be so nervous after that 3-year gap? Just 14 international appearances, and then obviously a very well publicised reasons why he hasn't been in the team, but back in. He's shown really good form. And he's got big power hitting levers. That has gone many a mile. Welcome back to international cricket, Mohammad Adil Alam.
Even though it was a full toss, the first ball he got a blow on his helmet, and the second ball he hit it for a maximum 6.
The reason I was going to ask you, is it a conscientious piece of leadership, not going with Dipender Singh Airi, who's known as the 6-hitter, going with Adil Alam, giving him his chance back in to the red and blue of Nepal?
It's turning out to be a good decision by the captain and the coach.
Won't beat the captain there, right on the edge of the circle. Great moment for Mohammad Adil Alam. The power that Nepal have shown in the latter stages of this innings. They didn't hit a single 6 in the first 10 overs. They've hit 9 inside 10 overs in the second half.
Yeah, courtesy goes to Sundip Zora, 3 6s that he hit, and even Asif Sheikh and Gulshan Shah, and now Mohammad Adil Alam.
Oh, he's missed out here. They're going to try and scamper a run. No, it's all happening. The butterfingers kicking in, the dew potentially, maybe the humidity. West Indies looking a bit rattled for the second time in just 48 hours.
Yes, they have been. Apart from that 6, this has been a very good over by Kyle Mayers. Again, try to bowl a leg cutter going down the leg side.
Edged and edged for 4. The runs keep coming. 170's being crossed now. And it's a very, very satisfied looking captain, Rohit Powdell.
Yes, he must be very satisfied with the boys batting like that. Adil Alam getting an edge, fine, down to third man boundary. Last ball to go.
Really good performance this from Nepal. Hugely impressive. Yeah, this is going to be gone. It'll be 2 for Mayers. The third ever so easy LBW decision for Durga Subedi, all coming at that end. I think he'll be satisfied with that though. Mohammad Adil Alam back into international cricket. The only change to the team tonight. He's had his impact with 2 boundaries. And if you had offered Nepal 173 from their 20 overs, I think they would have taken it.
The last 5 overs yielded 65 runs, losing 3 wickets for Nepal. 10 runs per over scored in the last 5. More than 10, 12 runs per over. That was dead in front. A very good performance by the batters of Nepal. Asif Sheikh remaining unbeaten on 68 of 47.
Yeah, maybe a few smiles there from the men from the Caribbean, but there is some concern. They know they are going to have to bat incredibly well to chase this total down and to stay in this series. They lose tonight, it's an unassailable 2-0 lead for Nepal, and who would have thought that 2 days ago? Let alone And 60 for Sandeep Jora has helped drive this total of 173 for 6. Marvellous partnership, that one, between those two key men.
Yes, exactly 100 partnership between Asif Sheikh and Sandeep Zora. Only 2 batters crossing the 60-run mark. Yielded 173 for 6 in 20 overs. 13 extras for
the bowlers. Well, the 5 wickets that went to those of the ball alongside the run out. 2 for Kyle Mares, who I suppose did the job that was asked of him. 2 for 21, the pick of the attack, no doubt. That was Akil Hussain, the captain. I thought Jediah Blades bowled exceptionally well for his 1 for 27. Okay, let's get down pitch side for some immediate reaction.
It is pretty much a power score this day and age in T20 cricket. I think if we set it up really well, we'll give ourselves a good chance to have a crack at it.
All right, go well, Jason. Best of luck for your second half.
Thank you.
Yeah, great to hear the thoughts of Jason Holder, as always. Well, we've got a real game on our hands here. There's no doubt about that. Second highest total that Nepal have ever made against a full member nation. And they will be very pleased at the halfway stage. You would think West Indies are going to have to bat well to hunt down that target of 174 and square the series. Don't go anywhere too far. All the action in just a few moments' time.
यो डाक्टर नवीन को सधैँ नयाँ चमकदार देखिने घर जसको सबै छिमेकीले गुनासो मात्रै गर्छ कसैको नयाँ घर हेरेर घाँटी बाङ्गिएको गुनासो सबै हैरान आए लिएर गुनासोको चाम
छोरा जन्मिदा घरमा एशियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन लगाएको त्यति नै हो
यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Channel subscribe गरिदिनु सबैजनाले थ्यांक यू सबैजनाले हेरिदिनु भएको सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु
Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone.
Panchakanya Bathwear. Luxury made affordable.
Get the best value American degree in Nepal. How do you say? When we got the best of everything, all at the best value.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप होटल बुकिङ अब ई सेवाबाटै 2,000 plus hotels all across Nepal. Hotels with the best pools. Relax, retreat, rejuvenate. Hotels for everyone. Escape to a holiday without the hassle. अब hotel booking पनि ई-सेवाबाटै
हामी हौ KIEC अब्रोड स्टडी तथा टेस्ट प्रिपरेसनको लागि एउटा विश्वसनीय नाम अस्ट्रेलिया UK US क्यानाडा न्यूजील्यान्ड कहाँ पढ्न जान चाहनुहुन्छ तपाई आउने हैन त KIEC
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Guys, I wasn't gonna spill, but I cannot gatekeep this anymore. Okay, so there's this app called Sezzle. It's my go-to buy now, pay later app. They've got this new feature where you can earn Sezzle spend back. Like, I just got 37 cents back per gallon of gas. Gas. You know, the emotional vampire of my paycheck? So get the Sezzle app, tap the Earn tab, and activate the offer. Suddenly, you're getting rewards on stuff you were gonna buy anyways. Look at me, turning errands into earnings. You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Anishma. पूरा नाम भन्यो भने सोशल मिडियामा स्टक गर्छौ तर अहिले मलाई मेरो करियरमा फोकस गर्नु छ र हजुरहरूले पनि गर्नुपर्छ किनभने जान छ अब्रॉड जस्तै अस्ट्रेलियामा डेटा साइन्स USA मा IT या UK मा बिजनेस त्यसैले ग्लोबल रिचलाई गर्नुहोस् राइट स्वाइप कहाँ पढ्नुहुन्छ के पढ्नुहुन्छ कुन युनिभर्सिटी भिजा कसरी सबै ग्लोबल रिचले हेर्छ
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
पञ्चकन्या SS ट्याग 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित
Brother, KFC मा केही गोल्ड छ भने देखाउनुस् न प्लिज
Introducing the KFC Gold Edition, a taste like never before. The best of KFC, topped with melting cheese gold.
यो त गोल्ड भन्दा नि दामी रहेछ अनि मेरो नक्कली भन्दा
पञ्चकन्या SS ट्याग 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित।
Unity Cup, Nepal vs West Indies, powered by Extreme Energy Drink, in association with Coca-Cola, NASA Securities, Lovey Hospitality Group, associate sponsors, Bajaj Pulsar, Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles, eSewa, supported by Model Institute of Technology MIT, Nepal Airlines, Nepal Tourism Board, Bardhan IVF Nepal, Vivo, broadcasted by Routine of Nepal Bandar.
Will be hoping to put the finishing touches on a wonderful performance with the bat. The West Indies though will be battling to square this series. It'll be a new opening partnership today with Jewel Andrew, hoping to display his best wares with Kyle Mayers, who was run out unfortunately through some excellence in the field by Nepal in the previous game. Carlos Brathwaite alongside me. What do you want to see from this opening partnership?
These are two of the more experienced out of an inexperienced bunch. They need to show the class. I think the power play is mightily important. It's a shift from the two left-handed openers that we saw in the first game to a right-hand, left-hand combination. I think that's the counteract the 1 or 2 overs. Dipindra Singh, Irie may bowl. That's a good matchup. So now that you have a matchup that would be favorable, especially if there's spin, with 2 out in the power play, they need to be expressive. They need to make a dent into this chase from the power play. 2 of your better players, more experienced surely. You need to show the class. They need to show and prove their worth.
Still a teenager, Jewel Andrew, who will be hoping that the restrictions of the power play would work into his favor. Less than a handful of T20 internationals. Much more experienced Kyle Mayers, as you heard from Carl. Strike rate close to 140. Dipindra Singh Irie with a long on, fairly wide, and a deep forward square leg right of your screen. That is something to keep an eye on. He looked to keep the ball tracking inside of the stumps most times with that field set. One for 20 for Irie in that first game. Slip is gone into a backward point area. For both coaches will be on tender hooks. Stuart Law on the cusp of a first series win. Rayon Griffith, who's been handed the leading role for this tour, will also be nervous. Five dots. Very good from Dipindra Singh Irie. Couldn't he close it out with a maiden in the first over of this chase? No, we can't, but just one. An excellent first over. One without loss.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Indulge this festive season with Sunfeast Dark Fantasy. Grab it before it's gone.
Right arm over.
Karen KC, he got some swing in that first game. Joel Andrews straddling the crease line.
And there's hesitation already, and that's what a good field fielding unit does.
सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरेर नयाँ देखाइदिनु ल नेपालको लागि आज नेपालले जित्नै पर्छ गेम सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरेर नयाँ देखाइदिनु पर्यो सबैले भ्युअरहरू हेर्ने जति सबैले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरेर नयाँ देखाइदिनु पर्यो सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु हो नेपालको लागि आज नेपालले आज जित्नै पर्यो सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु सबैजनाले च्यानल
Deep point, deep backward square in place. Joel Andrew a long way down. Be careful with these swift fielders. Where did it pitch? That's one of the first questions for the umpire.
That was close, very, very close. Where is it pitching? Normally you think if it's hitting and it doesn't straighten and it's not full enough, it may be missing. That looked close on first glance.
Changing the field with deep point coming up and mid-on push back to long on.
सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल सबैजनाले यो आइटिएम ब्लगहरू पनि आउँछ सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु भयो जति हेर्ने जति सबैजनाले भ्युअरले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल 1K पुऱ्याएर पुरा भनेको 1K पुऱ्याउनु पर्ने सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल हेर्ने जति भ्युअरहरूले सबैले सपोर्ट गरिदिनु पर्यो सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल सबैजनाले आइटिएम ब्लगहरू पनि आउँछ सबैजनाले च्यानललाई
Yeah, talk about an experience, and you know it's still a West Indies team, and there's still a level of pride that you exude when pulling on the maroon.
1K वाचिङ हुनुहुन्छ 1K वाचिङ सबैजनाले लाइक गरेर सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल अनि यसमा ब्लगको भिडियो हेर्ने आउँछ सबैजनाले माया गरिदिनु होला
That is a different responsibility in itself. 3 without loss.
Thank you सबैजनाले सपोर्ट गरिदिनु भएको यत्रोजनाले सबैजनाले धेरै नै माया देखाइदिनु भएको धन्यवाद सबैजनालाई लाइक गरेर सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु च्यानललाई 1K हुन्छ 1K ले सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु र सबैले च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गरेपछि अनसब्सक्राइब नगरिदिनु होला
अपलोड स्टडी तथा टेस्ट प्रिपरेसनको लागि
थ्यांक यू सबैजनालाई
अस्ट्रेलिया युके युएस क्यानाडा न्यूजीलैंड कहाँ पढ्न जान चाहनुहुन्छ तपाई आउने हैन त KIEC
That's an experience. Big gap. Almost 400 games. Not something we're accustomed seeing from Nepal and Miss Field, but there's almost 400 games difference. And you have the history of the West Indies, but if you look at the playing 11s alone, there's far more experience in blue and red versus maroon and yellow. We saw that lack of experience, especially with the bats in the first game. To climb with the bat, chasing to save the series.
And that makes it even tougher. He was at the stumps in that first over, and here as well, he's forced Joel Andrew to expose those stumps. Brilliant from Dipindra Singh Airi.
Couldn't have asked for a better start. Top of middle. The Dipindra Singh Airi to right-hander to left-hander. He keeps the stumps in play.
अफ गर्छु सबैजनाले सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु ल सबैजनाले सपोर्ट गरिदिनु म माइक अफ गर्छु सबैजनाले राम्ररी हेर्नु म माइक अफ गर्छु
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप
Casey Carty. It's very good, Dipindra Singh Airi, just doing the fundamentals. I think those are some of the things that have separated the two teams, at least up to now. Those fundamental things.
Yeah, Dipindra Singh Airi just keeping it wicket to wicket, stump to stump. We know in Sharjah it doesn't bounce as much as other locations. And what probably could have been one that go over the stump and you can essay a horizontal bat shot. Here in Sharjah, you're looking to punch as opposed to cut.
Very good arm ball. You could see that curl back into Kyle Mayers at the very last moment. The seam position upright as it went down and curling back in. And again, this is outstanding. 3 overs gone, 5 for 1.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
Get the best value American degree in Nepal. How do you say? When we got the best of everything, all at the best value.
Akimo Geist, Amir Django, all to come. One of the things I always look at, I looked at it in the first game as well, when you have a sort of a fast medium fast seamer who's looking to swing the ball, where do you stand as a batter? Do you come out of your comfort zone and stand in front of the crease? Force him to pull the ball down into the surface, or at least you're negating some swing. There's Kati standing. Django and Ogis batted out of their crease last game, and Kati as well.
The Juno Archer Review has a mobile app. Now you can prepare for the NCLEX anytime, anywhere. Access our on-demand videos and watch them on the go. Answer practice questions, go over your missed questions, and study your rationales. Plus, review your saved notes anytime to refresh key concepts. If you're a SurePass Combo student, registering for daily live lectures and case studies is simple. Just tap the Live Lectures tab, select the session you want.
Team, Ariel, and Kushal Bertel. Simply brilliant. Karan Casey keeping it simple. Bertel providing the sensational. Katie Carty having to leave. 5 for 2.
That's your leg. Perfect. Yeah, off stick. Coming right arm over.
Akim Ogist. Attractive looking player, but called on to play a significant role here.
To your reference, Bish, with the standing outside the crease, and I think we've seen it from Akim Ogis in the first game, and now you see it again. When you back out of the crease, sometimes there's a feeling as though you still have to go at the ball. You're just moving where you intercept the ball, but you still need to play in relation to your eyes, still under your eyes, still head over the ball. But what a sensational catch. This man has been good. Very, very good, Karan KC. We've spoken about the spin. He's been so disciplined and so difficult to dislodge.
They've just been head and shoulders above this West Indies team in both games so far with the bat, and this catching. He's horizontal in the air by the time the ball gets into the hand, similar to something we saw with Karima Gore in that first game. But it's the commitment and the reaction time which allows him to make it look so easy. I love to see guys, you look at Kushal Bertel and he wants it to be in the hot spots. He wants it, he's enthused by it. And that's what I like to see about fielders. Not trying to hide at some point in the field.
But some of the best teams that I've played in, even when it's a dot ball, it gets played to point and everyone is hunting and you're looking at the guy at point. Do you whip the ball back in? Do you just hold it and pass it along? There's just something about fielding that goes beyond just picking the ball up cleanly. Is that ability to love, to want to see the ball come into your hand, whip it back into the keeper, build a little bit of a vibe. Is the one thing that you all do together as a unit on the field.
You have to love it, Carlos. You have to love fielding. And Nepal, they display that. They are brilliant at it. 6 for 2 after 4.
बोलेला अब चाहिँ वीडियो बनायो नि त अब सब लोग ने सब्सक्राइब कर दो इंडिया से है तो इंडिया से भी सब्सक्राइब कर दो नेपाल को सबैजनाले सब्सक्राइब गर्दिनु ल च्यानललाई सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गर्दिनु 2.5 के हुनुहुन्छ सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गर्दिनु ल
really get going, is it? That yellow worm for the West Indies. A lot of cricket to be played here still, but no doubt Nepal, they may need to pinch themselves out there. They are right on top, dominating their higher ranked opposition. Their brilliance in the field. Here's two West Indian legends, our colleagues in the commentary box. Here, Ian Bishop and Carlos Brathwaite just talk about the importance of loving their fielding. And as I'm joined by Sharad Vasakar, Nepal adore fielding. They train religiously.
गेम सुरु हुने बित्तिकै फेरि भोइस अफ गर्छु सबैजना च्यानल सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु ल गेम सुरु हुँदा चाहिँ भोइस अफ गर्छु विज्ञापन आउँदा चाहिँ एकछिन
So many balls, and that's why they're so good.
Yeah, Bhurtil has been brilliant. Like, Nepal has always been a good fielding side, Andrew, from the starting days of cricket, from way back 1996. Only thing we used to know is about fielding.
I'll tell you something, I don't think there's many better fielders in the world than the man who has the ball in his hand, who's a very skillful bowler as well. Gets that arm ball in. Right now, the West Indies look shell-shocked. But it's not just Dipender Singh Airi. With Airi, his brilliance with the ball as well. He's so quick between his deliveries. We've barely blinked and this over is nearly over.
Yeah, those fast twitch muscles doing the trick in the field with the arm. And he's relinquishing this opportunity against both the left-handers. It's the fifth over done. West Indies are 7 for 2.
Hi, I'm Ronishma. Pura naam bhanyo bhane social media ma stalk garchau. तर अहिले मलाई मेरो करियरमा फोकस गर्नु छ र हजुरहरूले पनि गर्नुपर्छ किनभने जान छ अब्रॉड जस्तै अस्ट्रेलियामा डेटा साइन्स युएसए मा आईटी या युके मा बिजनेस त्यसैले ग्लोबल रिचलाई गर्नुहोस् राइट स्वाइप कहाँ पढ्नुहुन्छ के पढ्नुहुन्छ कुन युनिभर्सिटी भिजा कसरी सबै ग्लोबल रिचले हेर्छ
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilish.
Sing Airi.
सरी सबैजनालाई मैले बिहान चाहिँ इन्डियाको लेखेँ चाहिँ मलाई थाहा भएन त्यति अब नेपाल तब चाहिँ हालिन्छ इन्डिया जस्तो लाग्यो मैले गेम हेरेको थिएँ इन्डिया जस्तै लाग्यो र इन्डियाले त्यही सबैजना सरी है यो च्यानल चाहिँ सबैजनाले सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु ल 2.8K हुनुहुन्छ सबैजनाले च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु ल सबैजनाले माया देखाइदिनु पर्यो च्यानललाई थ्याङ्क यू सबैजनालाई अहिलेसम्म सब्सक्राइब धेरैले गरिदिइसक्नु भएछ सबैजनालाई थ्याङ्क यू
For the single. Good decision again.
Yeah, good start by Sompal too. Just pitching outside the leg stump. Shake of the head from umpire Devendra Subedi. The West Indies need to move on. They need to fight and fight hard.
They're yet to hit a boundary. We were speaking off-air, commentary, all of us collectively saying they need to go at it here in the power play. Finally some aggression, but straight to Kushal Malla, who fields well. For me, they looked shell-shocked. Brilliance from Bertel 2 days ago, the run-out I was just talking about. Then the catch in the deep from the very final ball. We didn't talk about that because we were talking about the victory. And then tonight, how good was this?
Absolutely. Diving effort, full length. Flying in the air to his left, the weaker side.
More like it. And finally, the runs come. Akimo Geist, very talented youngster. Had a couple of standout breakthrough innings in the CPL this year. That's clubbed all the way for 6. More like it for the West Indies.
Pace on the ball and it went flat like a bullet. Was down the track and comfortably cleared the ropes. Was showing some good form in the previous innings too. Previous game rather. Needs to carry on.
Yeah, not quite as big a crowd as we had 48 hours ago, so that side of the ground is vacant, but there's no doubt the West Indies are shell-shocked. Can't quite believe the scale of which and the manner in which that they're being outplayed. You cannot help but argue that Nepal deserve to be 1-0 up in the series, and unless the West Indies can do something very special, they're going to be staring down the barrel 2-0 down.
Yeah, doesn't look too good at the moment. Still finding that ball, those empty stands.
Yeah, the hunt for that ball goes on. 2 wickets to fall to Henderson O'Ree. Love the celebrations, kisses to the crowd, and then a leaping Bertel, who gave the ball a kiss to go with it. Can you get across just how impressive Nepal have been? This is no fluke that they're in such a dominant position.
Actually, they have played really good cricket. Contributed all round with the bat, with the ball, and in the field especially.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the runs, but he's still got his bowling to come. Look at this catch. We always talk about Irie, but Bertel is nearly as good as him. Right the way up there with the very best fielders in the world. Nepal have 2 of them in their 11. Rohit Paudel, pretty good too, as is the man with the ball in his hand, Sampal Kami. It really, maybe with the exception of Lalit Rajbanshi, isn't a weak link in this 11.
Exactly. To name a few more, Sandeep Johra, the guy who scored some runs today, is equally good as anyone in the field.
Yeah, Rajbanshi, the reason I call him out, that drop catch the other day, it's costly, ran away for 4. Well, he'll be in any Nepal 11 for his fantastic left-arm bowling. Mistimed, definitely rushed him for pace. Finally, a better over. As we get to the end of the power play, it's 16 for 2.
यो डाक्टर नवीन को सधैँ नयाँ चमकदार देखिनेका जसको सबै छिमेकीले गुनासो मात्रै गर्छ कसैको नयाँ घर हेरेर घाँटी बाङ्गिएको गुनासो सबै हैरान आए लिएर
नराम्रो कमेन्ट चाहिँ नगरिदिनु ल तपाईँहरूको लागि भनेर लाइभ अन गरिदिएको कतितिर कतैहरू आउँदैन नि त राम्रो लाइभ अन्त एउटा कतितिर नराम्रो त्यही के खालको कार्टनहरू हेरिदिएको छ अनि कुनै कुनैमा मात्र हुन्छ अनि कमेन्ट चाहिँ नराम्रो नगरिदिनु न ल त्यो चाहिँ कमेन्ट चाहिँ नराम्रो नगरिदिनु च्यानललाई चाहिँ सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु सबैजनाले लाइक गरिदिनु नराम्रो कमेन्ट चाहिँ नगरिदिनु प्लिज सबैजनाले.
The power play, and Rohit Paudel will come into the attack. Primarily did bowl the 3 overs the other evening, but primarily because the left-hander is, well, 2 left-handers out there. Nakeem Ogist and Kyle Mares, another good tumbling stop. The speed to the ball from the fielders for Nepal is the most impressive thing. Often hard to get across as it's outside of your camera shot at home. They're just always in the game. Paudel's captaincy continues to go from strength to strength as well, doesn't it?
He's been brilliant rotating his bowlers exactly according to the need of the hour. You can see what he's trying to do is just not giving that length, bowling around that back of the length area.
We saw the headlines that the win created. Understandably, Nepal had never beaten a Test nation before, up until 2 days ago in the opening Unity Cup match. As the full toss is helped away, but again, protection out there. Sandeep Johra, another very fine fielder. I haven't even mentioned Bim Sharkey, who's not here, more of an ODI player. But to those who know cricket in Nepal, to those who know the associate game, The result 2 days ago and the position they're in tonight won't really come as a big surprise, particularly with the number of players the West Indies are missing.
Yeah, it seems it has helped a bit to Team Nepal with the big names not being here. But you can't write this man off on the screen, Kyle Mayers.
Another fantastic piece of fielding and another run saved. 4 singles from the over. It's 20 for 2. And I think for me, the reason that the gap has narrowed between the associates and the full members is simply exposure. It might not be as much exposure as associate fans would like against the full members, but the leading associates play against each other more than ever before. When you talk about that experience that they have, look at that. Nepal have played within their 11th today. Over 600 T20 internationals. A lot of those have come against other associates. Obviously the West Indies, you would think they'd have more experience, but they have so many players. I think it's 7 in total who've played only a handful of games internationally. As Mohamed Adil Alam will come in
च्यानल सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल सबैजनाले ब्लग आउँछ कि भिडियोमा अनसब्स्क्राइब नगरिदिनु ल
all of the Asian Cricket Council pathways that Nepal get to play in. They missed out on the Asia Cup qualification because they finished 4th in the ACC Premier last year in Oman. But simply that exposure, that consistency of fixtures that they get. In your days, what would you have got? Maybe a half dozen or a dozen fixtures a year at best.
The best I remember is we had to prepare just for a tournament in 2 years. Only in a year, 2 years time, we used to get a tournament. Only in the under 19 level, Lenny, we had that belief that we could beat the big nations, you know, and we had done that, but never in the senior team. We as you said, we didn't get any opportunities.
It's not rocket science, is it? You give associates more opportunities. We'll come back to this in a moment.
Mares. And a diving effort to the left. Gulshan Jha, you beauty. Fist pump on the air and look at the celebrations.
Well, Hardik Pandya, eat your heart out. There's another all-rounder in town. Gulshan Jha, what a cracker. Mayer's gone for 6. It's 23 for 3.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप
Amir Jangu, change in the order, change in plans for the West Indies. Opened 2 days ago and his debut down at number 5 today. Made 19 but didn't really get going. I think they wanted to try and attack in the power play, the West Indies, but Nepal have just been too good for them. They've had too many answers. And yet again, it's the third discipline, the discipline of fielding, that is really providing the highlight moments for Nepal. Oh, could have been another. And maybe Dipendra Singh Airi will feel as though it should have been another direct hit here, would have been gone. And if anyone could have done it, the Tiger could have.
Look how quick he was, pounced at the ball like a tiger, and the batter was gone for by a foot or so. That would have been hit. Dipendra rarely misses the stumps, and this is the second time we have seen him miss.
Again, the speed to the ball, that low centre of gravity that Airi possesses, turns that into a chance. Good Yorker from Adil Alam. What a story for this man. 3 years in the wilderness, back into the team, 1 big 6, and now whilst the catch will go to his name, it was all about Gulshan Jha.
Absolutely, Gulshan Jha just leaping in front of you. Tall man, Gulshan, mind you, but got down at the right moment. Palms under the ball and took it cleanly, and look at the celebrations. One of the youngest member in the team.
Not the right line and helped drain the corner. That'll be for something for Akeem Ogist and the West Indies. It's 28 for 3.
हामी हौ KIEC अपलोड स्टडी तथा टेस्ट प्रिपरेसनको लागि एउटा विश्वसनीय नाम। अस्ट्रेलिया, UK, US, क्यानाडा, न्युजिल्यान्ड कहाँ पढ्न जान चाहनुहुन्छ तपाई? आउने हैन त KIEC।
Django on 1. Sounded reasonably good and good enough. And the West Indies need more of that. It won't be easy. It's just a situation they find themselves in.
Finally, some intent. Good use of the feet, pure swing of the bat, and maximum uphill task.
Maybe just sliding down. Maybe not. That catch by Gulshan Jha, I think to really understand its excellence, you have to have a good idea of where he ran from. He just committed himself to the run. Where he ended up and getting low and bending at the knees was one part of the excellence. But he traveled some distance to get to it. And the fielding just continues mostly to be brilliant. 35 for 3. Tough to have a high percentage going across the line to that
Yeah, this is real time. And it's a slash. So you first have to pick up the pace of the ball, the direction. You have to set off to try to get into that drop zone. He was going to be short and he dived. And then not only when you catch it, but you have to land properly as well. So there's a lot to love about that catch from a technique standpoint. There's a lot to love about Nepal cricket and the cricket that they're showcasing, not only tonight, but in the first game as well. We talk about doing the basics well. And this is the epitome of basics well looked after and well executed.
It's a real gulf that for this iteration of the West Indies team, it must be a shock to the system as to how far off the ball they found themselves in the first game with the bat. If not with the ball, I thought they bowled reasonably well, and how far off they are in the field is eye-opening. Whoops, would have been gone as well.
Yeah, it's been so good to watch from Nepal, but there'll be a few persons back in the West Indies and a few questions asked. You get beat from more traditional hot shots, Australia's, your England's. You know, you can compare finances, facilities. You come to Nepal, against Nepal, you need to at least have the basics sorted.
And it continues to go downhill for the West Indies while Nepal continue to ascend to heights that their fans desire, and just in the nick of time on the cusp of their T20 World Cup qualifiers.
Clever, very, very clever. They've been trying to hack across him, and he's taken all the pace off. The one thing they've done very well, Nepal kept the stumps in play, and it disturbed them. Ogie's gone for 17, 38 for 4.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप.
Get the best value American degree in Nepal. How do you say? Well, we got the best of everything, all at the best value.
Unity Cup, Nepal vs West Indies, powered by Extreme Energy Drink, in association with Coca-Cola, NASA Securities, Lovey Hospitality Group, associate sponsors, Bajaj Pulsar, Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles, eSewa, supported by Model Institute of Technology MIT, Nepal Airlines, Nepal Tourism Board, Bardhan IVF Nepal, Vivo, broadcasted by Routine of Nepal Bandhan.
38 for 4. West Indies staring on the barrel of a series loss. A review of the wickets to fall so far. It was a paltry power play. Pressure was built. Joel Andrew the first to go. The Pinja Singer keeping the stumps in play. Which is a theme you'd see. Another theme. Brilliant fielding. Kushal Bertel with a magnificent catch. If you think that was good, I'll do you one better. Gulshan Jah. And a good celebration to boot. And then just before the water break, Akeem O'Keefe's last to fall. Keeping the stumps in play. Nepal can smell it. Series win seems to be around the corner. 10 overs and 1 ball to go. New batter Jason Holder had a good game with the ball first game. And an important role with the bat. Already a required run rate above 13.
Yeah, well done, the old fella. Even he pulls it back well. Halfway mark of the innings, 41 for 4.
Introducing Devil's Hot Chicken Noodles. Nepal's hottest bite. It's devilicious.
पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याग 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित।
Well behind, and that's the thing that has impressed me actually. In the same voice, kind of shown up how far behind this West Indies team is behind Nepal. This iteration, as I said, you cannot underestimate the quality of associate cricket. Kushal Bertel.
I think if someone now turned the tally on and West Indies was in this precarious position, 41, now 42 for 4, you'd think the leg spinners run amok. And this is his first, well, just delivered his first delivery of the contest. So it's an uphill task as it stands, with the required rate being 13.5 or close to. So with 4 overs of Bertel left, is an even bigger task.
My co-commentator said when he saw it going in the ear, he said, "Oh Lord." Carlos was expecting another specky.
When the ball is in the air and it doesn't hit the stands, you just never know. There's a Nepal Airlines cricketer somewhere close who can dive forward, left or right and snap.
Literally staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Kushal Bertel.
And I think if someone now turned the tally on and West Indies was in this precarious position, 41, now 42 for 4, you'd think the leg spinners run amok. And this is his first, well, just delivered his first delivery of the contest. So it's an uphill task as it stands, with the required rate being 13.5 or close to. So with 4 overs of Bertel left, is an even bigger task.
My co-commentator said when he saw it going in the ear, he said, "Oh Lord." Carlos was expecting another specky.
When the ball is in the air and it doesn't hit the stands, you just never know. There's a Nepal Airlines cricketer somewhere close who can dive forward, left or right and snatch a catch.
He's hit that well enough, Jason Holder.
Simple equation, more of these needed, plenty more. Jason Holder with 1-6. I think this brings Bertel into the game. You have to attack him. That is the situation.
Again, and that will help. And no other option but to keep going and to try to change and shift the balance of power. Make the impossible possible.
Jason Holder has been in tremendous form with the bat coming straight out of CPL. His best CPL. And you've seen it continue here tonight. Even against the more fancy leg spin. Able to transfer his weight, get deep, and to use his long levers. Firstly, straight back over the bowler's head, and then the second one straight out of the ground.
Yeah, and just to look at what the West Indies, it is, as we say, proverbially, a mountain to climb. Fabian Allen to come, Akil Hussain. So to shift that balance on a small ground, they'll need 3 or 4 big overs to draw things back. Let's pose it out there. It's not impossible. Not impossible.
I think what they would take heart from if they get those 2 or 3 big overs, you think back to the first game, Nepal sensing victory, and they'd had a 2-over spell where they dropped catches and they looked a little bit untidy. Probably only 2-over spell we've seen. Can they use some intent, get some runs on the board, and put some pressure on Nepal? Running is important. That would definitely have been 2 in the Nepal innings. And it's barely 1 for the West Indies. And after the 11th over, 57 for 4.
Hotel at your fingertips. देशभरिका विभिन्न होटलहरू बुक गर्नुहोस् एकै क्लिकमा। अब होटल बुकिङ पनि ई सेवाबाटै।
List of the broadcasters for this series across Nepal, Australia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, subcontinent except India, Sony, fan code in India, routine of the Middle East, Nepmelo. Can they see some entertainment from the other side? Yeah, that'll help as well. So can this build into something and shift the ascendancy for the West Indies?
There's definitely been a shift of intent. I think that was just Amir Jangu digging out a Yorker. But there's been a shift in intent since the water break. And it's now or never. Maybe need to give him a little more credit. Maybe a little bit of opening of the face. Good skills from Jangu.
Whoops, whoops. Oh, goodness. With this sort of athleticism and skill in the field, those qualifiers begin on the 8th of October for Nepal. This would be a heck of an achievement for them. Might have been back on 6'7", 6'8" of him. To build towards those World Cup qualifiers. And on current form, you'd back them to be one of the teams to come through. Just enough. Oh, good save. Good save. Very good save. Might be Kushal Mala.
I told you, Bish. Anything in the air is trouble. I thought that was 6. For all money, thought that was gone. Still maybe, it's a boundary check. But look at the effort, the skill. Don't know if it touched the foot on the way back in. But to get up as high as he did, traditionally short in stature, and then to release it, that is fantastic. By my account, I'm not the one that matters on this occasion, but regardless if that's a 6 or not, that is a superb effort and exhibition of skill from Kushal Mala.
Yeah, I would give that a save, actually. I think he might have released it just in time. There's still one clarification. But that's the sort of effort you're seeing from them. And that's going to set them apart from many teams, not only at the associate level, but at the full member international level with so many wonderful fielders. Good save. There are two things that I'd like to see Nepal improve on. They've had, 49 dot balls today. I think might have just been a little bit more than 50, or slightly 52 in the first game. And to see more often one of their batters go on to those big half centuries more often. He hasn't hit it nearly well enough, and that's routine. Simply routine for that man, Kushal Patel.
If you offer a chance like that, you can walk to Kushal Bertel. He was lofted, he took a few steps in, and he poached it as easy as ever, and a kiss of death for Amir Jangu. What a welcome re-addition to the team for Adil. Jangu going for 16, 63 for 5.
Fabian Allen, good power hitter, but can he drive a wedge between this push here by Nepal for their first series victory over a full member nation? A historic series, might be heading for a historic conclusion. Fundamentals so very good, and the fielding outstanding. 64 for 5.
यो डाक्टर नवीनको सधैँ नयाँ चमकदार देख्ने जसको सबै छिमेकीले गुनासो मात्रै गर्छ कसैको नयाँ घर हेरेर घाँटी बाङ्गिएको गुनासो सबै हैरान आए लिएर गुनासोको चाम
छोरा जन्मिदा घरमा एशियन पेन्ट्स अल्टिमा प्रोटेक्ट शाइन लगाएको त्यति नै हो
यसमा भएको युभी हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
23 words that can really describe it, and it is my, oh my. You're witnessing it with your very eyes. The Nepal fans who've come here and the millions around the world. We've received messages from people watching in the early hours in Australia, right the way across to America, through Korea, Japan, and where that entire Nepalese diaspora is. They cannot quite believe what they're witnessing. They're standing on the brink of history here. Zlatat Rajbanshi finally comes into the attack. It's taken an awfully long time to be brought in because of all of those left-handers. And we could be in for an action-packed period here, Sachin, because these two are going to certainly keep swinging.
They had to. They had to. They have no other choice. This is how the 5th wicket was gained by Nepal. An easy catch this by Kushal. He's taken some amazing catches. You'd certainly not miss that. And the Nepal fans celebrating on the stands, back home, everywhere.
Fabian Allen, very capable, and he's got a really good piece of that. Even Kushal Bertel, who's maybe in the peak fielding form of his career, can't cut that off.
Desperate dive. And West Indies will need far more number of these. They need boundaries. You'll have to question the intent of West Indies. They were 7 for 2 or 5. They could have, I think, gotten more aggressive against Karan Case especially.
Looked awfully cautious in the power play, didn't they? A little bit shell-shocked walking off. Nepal took the momentum in from that first innings.
Couldn't have agreed more, Lenny. Yes, they were bowling well, but there was no effort from the West Indies batters to disturb the length, the line. Excellent Yorker. Jason Holder now will lead this improbable chase. Improbable, I'll tell you, because 102 needed a 45.
Yeah, two fans there, the very top of your screen. Underneath, I think one of the great West Indians who bowled here in the Nepal jerseys. They're giving us a wave there, actually, right on cue. Those two fans there, I just met them, was in sniffing around for a nice cold drink, as always, you know me. Looking for a soft drink, and I jumped into these two, bumped into them even. They've flown all the way from Sydney to be here today. You talk about the passion of Nepal fans, seeing the colour and the camaraderie of them. But these two fans, Sachin, have come all the way from Sydney. Just if we go to the, just zoom out a bit. There's Paris Kadka as well. And why wouldn't you get VIP tickets when you've flown all the way from Australia?
They deserve it. I met them as well before the match started. And that fanaticism is not even new for the Nepalese team. Down the ground again will only be a single. Very well done. Very well fielded by Gulshan.
Excellent work. End of the 13th, 74 for 5.
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित।
We belong to the stage. Very close against South Africa. I keep repeating this because there were a number of fans who also flew to St. Vincent and the Grenadines to support our team. We're very close. This means so much to the fans.
Change of ends for Kushal Bertel. A little bigger leg side boundary for a bit of protection now. Definitely still a part-time leg spinner, despite that impressive strike rate. He takes a wicket every 12 balls in this format. Holder took a liking to him, hit one out onto the road. But Fabian Allen might just be best served by getting Holder onto strike, and the West Indies need an awful lot of big ones. Bowled him. Inside edge. Fabian Allen cannot believe it, and Bertel is another.
You will not be impressed with Lenny Bertel. He doesn't believe he's a part-timer. This is why he thinks he is a perfect all-rounder. He's got this wicket. Was expecting some pace there, Fabian Allen. Pulled really slow, dragged it on. A bit of turn as well. And the bill's dislodged.
Can't quite believe what he's done, Fabian Allen. Well, the Hasaranga-esque celebration comes out. He's been dismissed for 7. It's 74 for 6.
हरेक उत्सवलाई महोत्सव बनाउँदै लभी हस्पिटालिटी ग्रुप
Skipper to the crease, very, very capable with the bats. It's a very big ball as well, but he's going to need to hit an awful lot of them because that required run rate spiralling out of control. It's exactly 15 runs per over. And really no signs that the West Indies going to be able to offer that at all. Little googly. Great skills from Kushal Bertel. Nicely bowled this one.
Akhil was expecting a wide. But the initial movement made the umpire to go otherwise. Very intelligent bowling. He understands that he's moving inside the crease there, Akhil Hussain. Kushal.
Yeah, he's looking for that slug sweep, isn't he? Slightly shorter side on the leg side now for the left-hander. 4 deliveries without a run yet in this over. Exactly where he wants to target, but there's a fielder there. It's another. Nepal are simply in wonderland. And Kushal Bertel continues that quite awesome strike rate he has in this format. He's got 2 in the over. This is turning into a rout.
Akhil Hussain, the skipper. He was expecting that length. He got that length as well. Could not connect to the ball properly. Eventually held pretty easily by Adil.
And what a piece of captaincy as well from Rohit Paudel. Dismissed around the park from the other end. 16 from his first. 3 dots and 2 wickets in this one. Saying back to the hutch, he's gone for a duck. 74 for 7.
Center. Pure. Pure. What?
Navan Bidasay to the crease. Slip comes into place. The skipper himself says, I've got 2 in the over. I'd quite like 3, please, Kushal. Not to be, but it will be a double wicket maiden. Remarkable scenes here in Sharjah. 74 for 7.
So much of expectations. He has stood out every time.
Well, the party mood and the vibes are in. I'm not sure about the hairstyle, but who am I to talk about hair? Hit back at Rajbanshi. Very much a tacklu here in the commentary box, isn't that right?
I've not seen a prouder bald man. Ever.
Old is beautiful, remember, Sachin? We're making it that way. Yeah, the reason they were up dancing, and there's a little bit of Mata Dale Dale ringing around Sharjah. I think it was one of the big hits of last year, wasn't it? Nepal, they adore their music. Skillful bowling again, right into the block hole. This is simply sensational. The stuff of dreams for Nepal.
This is unreal. As a fan, as an spectator who's been with the team, who's seen the growth of national team since 2000, I mean, this is a very emotional moment for all the fans of Nepal cricket. Looked him up again, 2 in 2, very consistent, Lalit. This shows the growth, Lenny. You've been with the team as well around Nepal cricket. We've spoken about Nepal cricket for so long. We wanted Nepal cricket to go higher in stature. And this scorecard actually is very, very touching for all the cricket fans around the world, Nepalese cricket fans around the world.
Yeah, not just a big day for cricket in Nepal, a big, massive day for associate cricket. We heard what Ian Bishop was saying there about just how impressed he is by the rise and the quality of cricketers from associate nations. There's always been good individuals, but now there's great teams. They're getting such exposure and deserved exposure. I have to pay credit to Cricket West Indies as well. So many of their full members would not have come here to play this series. And Stuart Law, the job he has done, we all knew how good a coach he was coming into this role for Nepal, but I think it's been the perfect fit. Exceptional with the USA, guided them to the Super 8s. Nepal still have to qualify for that World Cup next year in India and Sri Lanka. But if they can get there through that qualifier, don't rule out them doing something similar. I think if they get there, they'll be one of the stories of India 2026.
Absolutely. And the kind of form the team is right now, you expect them to get through. And 50 dot deliveries. Incredible bowling. That's for sure, but you'll also have to question the intent. I'm repeating this because the West Indies, especially in the power play overs, didn't look to counter-attack at all.
Quite simply, they're being outplayed. There's nothing more to it. Outplayed, outskilled. Definitely out-wanted as well. Nepal are so hungry for this. Brilliant skills. He has nailed every delivery right where he wanted it there. Rajbanshi 2 from the over. 76 for 7.
Talk about Stuart Law, and you'll also have to add a few more names to that list. Monty Desai, Puvduda Sanai, Roy Dice, great coaches Nepal has had. Jagat Tamata as well.
It's also the brand of cricket that they play. Yes, absolutely, you're right to name the likes of Pabudi Dasanayaka and Monty Desai, the impact that they have had. Stuart Law is really coming in and building on their success, building on their platform, and the way in which this young man has captained them. And I just think the quality of cricket, the brand of cricket they are playing, it's so exciting. And they are simply outplaying a side as good as the West Indies. And you might say, okay, they're missing Romario Shepherd, Shea Hope, Nicholas Pooran retired from international cricket last year. Yes, they're missing maybe half a dozen, maybe 8 or 9 that will be there at the T20 World Cup next year. But these are still full-time players, all part of that CPL last month, all with significantly better facilities and funding than Nepal have. This is a giant killing of epic proportions.
Trying to use the long handle. No proper connection at all, and Very rightly put, Lenny. And people talk about how talented these players are, these youngsters are. They're also equally hard-working bunch of young lads, very disciplined. They take their cricket very seriously. And years of hard work. And the players who started it off.
Nicely picked up, but is a fielder there? Of course there is. Who else would it be? It's Kushal Bertel again. Adil Alam has 4. They're dancing in the stands, not just here in Sharjah, but right the way across the Himalayas.
8 down already now. Adil has had 4 to his name. Kushal Bertel, the ball is chasing him tonight. And the West Indian innings falling like a house of cards. Pretty good catch, good awareness. And this young man today is ecstatic.
Exceptional. So good, glorious shots these. It's Badesi gone for 2, 79 for 8.
That's called opener's bias.
Career best figures. 4 for 23 for Muhammad Adil Alam. This must feel like a fever dream for him, for others in the squad, for the entire nation. Young Zishan Matara on his debut only got the one over with the ball. He's called upon with the bat now. So nearly a fabulous fifer, but it's squeezed out to the leg side. 16 have been bowled. It's 80 for 8. Well, delirious scenes, ecstatic scenes here in Sharjah. Nepal have been wonderful, nothing short of that. As Lalit Rajbanshi looks to put the finishing touches on this victory. Little switch in the commentary box here. Ian Bishop is down getting ready for the post-match presentation already. The great man probably can't quite understand exactly what has happened to his beloved West Indies, although it's a weaker side here, no doubt. Here's the catch. I'm instead joined by Paresh Lahani. How good was that? He made it look easy.
Kushal Bertel is a very good fielder, quick through the turf. It looked very comfortable to him.
Towards long off, Gulshan Jah. Oh, you won't believe it! He's done it again! This is exceptional. Even Stuart Law can't believe what he's witnessing. It's been the pitch-perfect performance from the most impressive young side. Sensational.
Youngest member of the side, Gulshan Jah. Second unbelievable catch at long off. Again, diving to his left, plucked the ball out of thin air.
extraordinary. My oh my, what are we witnessing? The stuff of dreams for Nepal. Holder's gone for 21. It's 81 for 9. See that catch? Did you see that catch? Jediah Blades at number 11. We've seen one of the great fielding performances here in associate history. Maybe one of the great fielding performances in T20I history. How good is this, Paresh? Oh.
He ran probably 15 to 20 meters to take that catch. Exceptional.
Incredible scenes. Sandeep Johra says, how's he taking it? I can't believe it. Nepal had to wait 181 matches to beat a full member nation for the first time in their history. One game later, they're just about to make further history and take a remarkable and extraordinary, a quite sensational series win over the West Indies in this inaugural Unity Cup.
We should thank Cricket Association of Nepal, Cricket West Indies, for this series, the bilateral series. The first time Nepal has played against the full member nation.
Oh, not like this. Don't end it like this, West Indies. Yeah, the crowds have been exceptional. We've got the Zamzam brothers there joining the Cricket Association of Nepal. President Chatur Bahadur Chand, well dressed too.
They actually are always well dressed. The same color of dress, the two brothers.
We know how big social media is in Nepal. They're up there in the VIP seat. 17 bowled. It's 83 for 9. Paresh, in all your years playing for the national team, following them so closely, now commentating on them around the world, did you ever believe you'd see days like these?
To be very honest, Lenny, I thought so. One of these days I'm going to see Nepal beat the full member nation. That is what is happening today. A series win for Nepal against the 2 times T20 World Cup champions and 2 times ODI champions as well.
One-off victories have been there in spades over the years for associates against full members. Series wins do not come easy, but tonight has come easy. They have dominated the West Indies in all 3 facets. Kushal Bertel, has he created an opportunity? Not another catch in the deep. Of course it is. And Karen KC, fittingly, the Valentine's Day hero from 7 years ago, seals a series win for Nepal. In absolute wonder, in astonishment, the fans and players alike. They've won by 90 wins and they are going to win this inaugural Unity Cup. Nepal, you beauties, you've done it in some style.
History has been made today here by Nepal team. Nepal winning the game by 90 runs. This is the first time ever in history of Nepal cricket that they have won a series against a full member nation.
And the man who has been around this team longer than anyone in the shape of Karen KC, it's another exceptional catch. We barely even noticed it in amongst a litany of world-class grabs. This man takes wickets quicker than anyone else with the exception of Kuldeep Yadav in T20 internationals. He may be a part-timer, he can't stop taking wickets, the opening batter. 3 for 16 for him. And Rohit Paudel has pulled off An absolute masterstroke here in Sharjah with the guidance of Stuart Law. I don't think anyone who's here tonight will ever forget this day. And after a September that created such headlines and such chaos back in Nepal, there is solace, there is joy, and there is beauty in this series win.
They are all dancing the song that was made famous by a famous band back in Nepal.
They have simply been too good. They have deserved every moment of this victory. It's simply a week that is going to live in the memory of every single person of Nepalese origin, whether they're back in Nepal or wherever they are in the diaspora around the world. I can't quite believe what we're witnessing, and it's the manner in which they did it. Stuart Law spoke about not wanting that moniker, that nickname of the Cardiac Kids anymore. Well, it may be ending here in Sharjah because they've done it with such ease. They have cruised home. I love Nepal. I couldn't say it any better myself if I tried, Paresh.
All the spectators here in Sharjah Cricket Stadium, in back home Nepal and around the world, they're very excited and happy to see the first ever series win against a full member nation, and first ever played as well.
That's what makes it so hard to do it, because the associates get such few opportunities. That beautiful flag is flying high here. I don't think a single fan will leave this ground because Nepal have the tradition. Every time they take a win, in fact, whether they win or lose, they will always go and take a lap of honor to thank their fans. They think they have the best fans in the world, and I don't think many cricket fans would argue with them. The traditional victory song for the nation rings out around this hallowed historic ground. Nepal have won, not by a margin, by a huge margin, 90 runs. It's an unassailable 2-0 series lead for them. I think they quietly fancied they might win one here in Sharjah. They could win all three.
Because of the series win, they might have that confidence to go and win tomorrow, the last game of the bilateral series against West Indies. A lap of honor, all the players thanking their fans who came out here in numbers.
This is a halcyon day. It's an exclusive list. Just 6 times have an associate beaten a full member in any bilateral series. Afghanistan did it against Zimbabwe twice. That helped vault them up towards test status as they ascended alongside Ireland. Ireland never did it. They had plenty of famous one-off victories. They never won a bilateral series over a full member. Namibia did it back in 2022, beating Zimbabwe 3-2 in T20Is. USA beat Bangladesh last year there in Texas, and then UAE did it at this very ground here in Sharjah. And now Nepal have joined that most exclusive of clubs. Just 6 times in history it's happened. And certainly you cannot argue that they have not deserved anything but this victory, anything but this series victory. The great Ian Bishop here with us on commentary has been blown away, staggered by how impressive Nepal have been. This is a nation on the rise, a nation with lofty goals, dreams of test status and World Cups in years to come. They've been to 2 T20 World Cups. Even Sharad Vasakar's down there celebrating. Enough work for you, sir. You enjoy the moment too. They've been brilliant and deserve every minute of this, and I'm so glad it was Karen KC who took that winning catch.
Talking about Sharad Vasakar, he was one of the good servants for Nepal cricket. He's the one who got Nepal qualified in the first T20 International World Cup that Nepal played in 2014.
You sense it's going to be many more to come. They'll be eyeing that World Cup next year, but look at this tale of woe for the West Indies. Just 3 batters got to double figures. No real intent in the power play, which was the big surprise, but the quality of fielding from Nepal, it's simply shell shocked to win these.
सब्सक्राइब कर दो.
There's maybe just a tinge of red in that beautiful moon, and fittingly so, because Mohamed Adil Alam on his return to international cricket, alongside Asif Sheikh and Sundeep Jura, the three real standouts. Kushal Bertel, of course, too, not just with his bowling but his fielding. And this is a day of epic magnitude for the nation of Nepal. Brilliant performances from all of the bowlers used. Let's get a look at all of the wickets. Paresh, they were blitzed away right from the off. Dipendra Singh Airi, he got it going.
Yeah, he all started with his overs, bowled 3 overs, 1 for 4, and look at the catch by Kushal Bhurtel diving to his left. This catch was an unbelievable catch by the youngest member of the team.
One of so many brilliant moments in the field. Almost like they were continuing to try and outdo each other. By Bertel's standards, that's as easy as they come. And then he got in to the wickets. His first over went for 16. Fabian Allen disgusted. This one was made look easy as well by Mohamed Adil Alam. And then Bertel, well, makes the difficult simple. So well held. And for me, the pick of the bunch, Gulshan Jha.
Yes, he ran probably 15 to 20 meters, diving to his left, just inches away from the ropes. And this was the last wicket to go. Karan Casey taking another smart catch in the boundary line.
Exceptional. Simply exceptional in every department. Nepal, they have thoroughly outplayed the two-time champions of the world in this format to take a first ever series win. There's selfies and photos aplenty in the crowd. I don't think they're going to be able to close this stadium because every Nepal fan will want to be here into the wee hours. It's a Monday evening. You could maybe not have imagined in your wildest dreams. Nepal win by 90 runs and are 2-0 up in this series. They will get their hands on the Unity Cup tomorrow night, and the way in which they're playing, do not rule out that it could be a 3-0 series clean sweep. I'm going to be fascinated to hear what both captains have to say in just a few moments. That will be compared by Ian Bishop. Don't go anywhere too far. Nepal in dreamland.